So I first got into bodybuilding when I was 15 years old, and the reason I started was because I just didn't feel really great about myself, just the way that I looked. I had a lot of acne on my skin, and just ultimately I wasn't very confident, and I knew that I wanted to be this person who was really strong and confident, those broad shoulders, and I could just walk into a room and people would just kind of gravitate towards that and automatically have that sense of respect, and I wanted to earn that. So that was kind of the reason that I first started, was just to kind of fight those demons in my own head, and then from that point on it kind of just took off and it became a passion that I really just love and enjoy. So what I really love about bodybuilding and just fitness in general is it allows you to really put all the junk that's happening in your life aside, and you get to take that time, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 90 minutes, however long your workout is, and you can take all that time to just focus on yourself. I love listening to music. I put in my headphones every time. I can't work out without music. And when I get into that zone, it's just an addicting feeling where you're just closed off to everything else that's happening on the outside. You could be having a bad day, you could be going through problems, whatever it is, you can put all that aside and just focus on yourself, taking small steps to ultimately reach your higher goals. So to me, I just love the process. I love taking the small steps and then eventually seeing the results at the end of the road, but it ultimately comes down to just being able to really lock in and just be in your own zone. Because nowadays with social media and just constantly people are talking to you, or wherever you go, there's always just chaos, I feel like, in our world today. But in the gym, it's so easy to just close all that stuff out and just focus on yourself. So again, when I first started, my main goal was to basically just bulk up and try and get a lot of muscle. I was about 140 pounds in high school, pretty skinny guy, and I just wanted to be really big. I wasn't really sure how I was gonna do that, so basically what I did was I just ate as much food as I possibly could. I lifted as heavy as I could, and I just went every single day, and after a year or two, I was able to get to 205 pounds. My height is about 5'9", so that's quite a bit of weight for my frame. And once I reached that point, I decided that I wanted to take it in a different direction. I didn't want to just be big and bulky because ultimately I didn't look that great with my shirt off. I was a little bit too chubby. So then from that point, I decided that I wanted to shred down and lose some weight. I lost about 40 to 45 pounds over the course of 4 to 6 months on a keto diet, meaning I was consuming no carbs as the primary source. So basically I was doing a lot of cardio, really working as hard as I could to try and maintain that muscle mass that I had earned over the last 2 years, but at the same time kind of cut down some of that fat so I could have visible abs, divided pecs, and those really broad shoulders that I'm really just obsessed with the old school look of the V taper and having those really big shoulders and the skinny waist. So that was kind of my goal. As soon as I reached 205 pounds, I just really was putting all my energy and attention and focus onto trying to shred down from there. And eventually I got to that point. So now what I'm doing is I'm at about 178 pounds. I'm in the same ballpark as far as body fat percentage. I'm still just about as shredded as I was, not quite, but still in that same ballpark like I said before. So at this point I'm just trying to bulk up a little bit more clean. This time I kind of know what I'm doing the second time around, so it'll be a lot easier for me to bulk up while kind of maintaining that lean and low body fat percentage. So for me, bodybuilding has opened a lot of doors, and just fitness in general, making connections and building relationships with people that I may not have met otherwise, and just to be able to kind of demand respect anytime that you walk into a room or the gym. Everybody kind of knows who you are, and it's just a really cool feeling to be seen as somewhat of a role model to different types of people. Obviously not to everyone, and I still have a long way to go, but at this point right now, to be considered a role model to some people is just a really cool position to have. And you know, you just want to take advantage of it. It's one thing to be good and great at your own thing, but it's a whole different ballgame. It's more of a legacy type thing if you can also inspire other people to come after you and kind of take on that same type of thing. So when it starts with mental health issues, confidence issues, being more insecure than maybe the average person is, and just not really liking the way that you look, and then to go and do something about that rather than just sit there and complain, and then to have other people follow you. It's really, those are the type of opportunities that I really enjoy and embrace, and it's kind of the reason that I keep doing this, and I want to grow my page and what I'm doing online is just so that everyone else can kind of see that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve naturally. You don't need to take hormone boosters or steroids or anything like that. You can do this all naturally and still have great success. one thing that my page is really predicated on is the idea of the mindset. And to me, the body doesn't come until you figured out how to dominate and control your own mindset. That's always the first step. Anytime I'm coaching anybody or offering advice, you need to have that mindset established. And for me, I've just felt there's been a lot of growth, both physically and mentally, ever since I started lifting. Mentally especially, because you just simply can't make excuses. If you want to be the best at something, it's just a simple math problem. Whoever's putting in the most hours is going to have the advantage, and that's just the way it goes. So as soon as you become aware of that, you can then use that to your advantage and just try and outwork everybody by just putting in those hours and really trying to separate yourself, because some people are going to have advantages, they're going to have genetics, they're going to use boosters and whatnot. But if you just focus on what you're doing, you put in the work every single day, you pay attention to your diet, and you just keep grinding small steps, 1% better every single day, all of a sudden it's going to start to add up. And to me, that's all happening in between the ears. The discipline, going every single day, the consistency, the prioritizing of trying to make the gym something that's really important in your life. It's not just something that you put on the back burner. So those type of principles to me have really just kind of created who I am today. And I think it all started with just me going to the gym for the first time and realizing what I wanted to be and what it takes to get there. So if I had to offer some advice to somebody that's watching this video, I'd give them 3 tips. 1, don't fear judgment or what other people have to say about what you're doing. If you're locked in, you're focused, you know what you want to do, don't give anybody else the power to swoop your control and really just tell you how to live your life, because it's your life. I don't care if people doubt you. I don't care if people tell you that you can't do this. You got to prove them wrong, and you can't let them drag you down. Number 2, you have to be patient, because if you go through this route the natural way, it is going to take time. Patience is key. You're not going to just do 3 curls and then the next day wake up and have 18-inch arms. That's not how it works. It's about volume and patience. So take your time. Understand that it's a process. It's not a one-day transformation. It's about taking small steps in the right direction that ultimately lead to a final goal and your final results. Number 3, what you have to do is be consistent with it. So this requires you to kind of prioritize your day around what your main goal is. For me, it was fitness. So anytime I'd wake up in the morning, I knew I was going to the gym. Everything else was just kind of gonna end up going around that. You know what I mean? So it was like, I'm gonna go to the gym at 2 o'clock, and then if I need to hang out with friends, that's gonna be at 5. If I got school, it's gonna be in the morning. But no matter what, I'm gonna get in my time. I'm gonna prioritize going to the gym, and it's gonna happen every single day. It's not just something that you can put on the back burner and then expect the results to come. You have to prioritize it, and you have to go consistently. That's how you do it. Again, it's about patience. You can't just go and do 1 rep of the bench press and have a big chest. It's all about the repetitions, going in consistently and getting enough volume so that you can actually grow.